Hello and good morning. Nearly afternoon, but it's still morning. However, I want to start this controversial video, okay, with when I was on Facebook and we were discussing in black groups on black unity or the lack of black unity and why, and obviously supporting black businesses. And I remember saying to this black woman, a lot, you see, one thing with us black people, we love to name blame, but we don't like to be accountable for our own inner demons, okay, our own inner conflict. When we see other black people doing well, we don't like it, but yet we're the same ones who are moaning where are the black businesses. And when we see them, we don't support them. Or we expect credit, okay? However, I said to this black woman, this was before COVID lockdown and everybody was prospering, had money in the bank. And I said to her, I will give you 10,000. 10,000. I said, this is a legally binding contract. Okay, legally binding, this is written form, is legally binding contract, showing my intention. And I says, if black people wake up and unite and form businesses and start to love each other, I will give you 10 grand. In other words, I was saying to her, it's virtually impossible. However, Louis Farrakhan was moaning that Polish, the Orientals, the Koreans, the Muslims were setting up black shops, weave and beauty products and even food, yams and dumpling, cassava, Jamaican food, African food in black neighborhoods. North Koreans and Muslims and Asians and Indians and Sikhs and Hindus were confident that they can go into the dopey black neighborhoods and set up business. In other words, they saying that we as a people are so retarded, so mental, that they don't have to worry, oh, are they going to accept us? They know we're busy fighting and stabbing the hell out of each other. They know that we have no problem embracing anybody and everything. Even aliens from heaven, if it came down to earth, would embrace it. And they didn't even think twice whether black people would accept, business. They knew our psychology, even those who couldn't speak English. Come to black neighborhoods and you're guaranteed to become rich. Guaranteed! The problem is not with Koreans, it's not with Asians. Look, this is old now. This is old stuff. Leave it. We might as well just sit back and give our black money to Asians, because we can't do it ourselves. That's obvious. This is old news. It's been going on for years. Did you know? I don't mention any names. Why? But I can tell you, like Khalid Muhammad, no problem. Malcolm X, no problem. What's his name? Muhammad Ali, no problem. Dr. Henry Clark, no problem. Perfect. But do you know something? The rest of the civil rights leaders, okay, big names, they were involved in frauding the black community. And you wonder why there's mistrust in the black community. Nation of Islam, if you look at their records, they went bankrupt. And they even refused to give their accounts, hand over their accounts. All racism, etc. You know, I did a video last year regarding fraud inside the Nation of Islam. And yet they're going on about Asians setting up businesses in black neighborhoods. This is why they can do it, because they look at us and they see we have no integrity, ripping each other off. Say, look, it's the truth. I did it. Well, that's another channel, but a black pastor, you know, he was done for fraud. Done for fraud. A lot of black pastors, well, not just black pastors, but white pastors too, done for fraud. You know, ripping off their communities, poor communities. And black people have never healed from that. We're dealing with our own inner demons, our own jealousy. At the same time, we don't know who we can trust. A lot of, if you look back in the background in history, civil rights leaders who are involved with drug dealing, they're involved with the government, they were involved with the FBI, MI5 in England. If I can remember his name, I think it's Michael X. I think it's Michael X. From Trinidad. He was a pimp, he was a drug dealer, and he slept with white women while calling white men the devil, and in the end, I think they killed him in the end. It's Michael X from Trinidad, you know, and he blackmailed the British government because he found out the royal family, you know, was involved with some sex scandal. You probably know who he is. But a lot of them are involved in fraud, corruption, money laundering, and they say black power. And these are supposed to be our heroes. Or I'm not gonna shy away from it. Elijah Muhammad, look at his past with raping young girls, having sex with young girls. These are our role models. And they come along and talk about, you know, Asians and Indians setting up business in the black community. How you could take a pedophile seriously when he's discussing business. And this is the problem with the black community. Look at Brother Polite. They took him seriously. Another child trafficker. And this is our problem. We don't know who we can trust. And that's why the black community is in a cesspool of a problem. Cesspool. We don't know who we can trust. We've heard it all before. Asians going into black neighborhoods, Polish and Koreans. We've heard it all before. Look, just shut up and put up with it, because we have no intention of doing anything for ourselves. We have no intention. The scar is too deep. The mistrust is thicker than the Titanic metal. So we might just put up and shut up and give our black money to these immigrants. You hate the truth, but you ain't gonna change. You hate the truth, but you know you can't change. 2023, pushing 2024, and we're having this kind of conversation. This tells you, Africa, all the diamonds and minerals, all that you see in Africa, is not owned by Africans. It's owned by white companies. If Africa owned all that, why would China need to go in and build infrastructure? Why? Politics is dirty business when it comes to black people. We don't own nothing. We probably just franchise it, but we don't own anything. And that's the reason why when Louis Farrakhan was hitting up immigrants in black neighborhood, I think people in glass houses should not throw stones. He needs to look at his own history and how he treated black people. before he comes along and tell black people, well, we need to kick out immigrants, kick out all the Polish and Koreans. Yeah, we can't even deal with each other properly. Look at the knife stabbings. We can't even love each other. How the hell we're gonna start up a business and interact and trade with each other honestly? It's impossible. The pain is too deep. Black people don't own shit. You can even your local drugstore, you're not going to see a black person. You see a white person. If you got your local mechanic in 2023, pushing 2024, that is a serious problem.